Hello Year 3 and welcome to your Week 2 special video just for you. And this week's topic is the same as continuing from last week, where we're looking at the geography of France. So your tasks this week and your video is all about France. Now, first thing I want you to do is watch this video. The address is just here. So pause this film and watch this video and you will see a general introduction to France, the geography of France and what France is all about. So pause this video now and watch the video. Welcome back. Underneath here you can see pictures of some fantastic famous landmarks. These are all in Paris, which is the capital city of France, which is the main city. And there's some fantastic and wonderful buildings and things to see if you ever get to visit Paris. In fact, Paris is one of the most visited cities in the world because it's got so much to see and do, from Notre Dame Cathedral, there's the Pompidou Centre, the Arc de Triomphe, Disneyland Paris. There's so much to see and do in Paris. Now, what I want you to do is firstly watch this video, and that is a tourist guide to Paris. Some people go on a boat and they see some of the famous monuments in Paris, and I want you to watch it and think about the ones you might like to visit, as well as looking at the pictures that you've just seen and the pictures below. So when you've done that, stop the video. When you've done that, there's going to be a drawing task. So watch the video carefully and think about all the great places you might want to visit in Paris. Right, here goes your first task. What I want you to do is draw a picture of one or two or maybe three of the things in Paris you would most like to go and see. Maybe it's the Eiffel Tower, maybe it's the Arc de Triomphe, maybe it's Disneyland Paris. I don't know, but whichever it is, I want you to draw a picture of it, and underneath it, I want you to write a sentence using persuasive language to say why you should actually go and see it, what's so good about it, why you want to go and visit. So that's task one. So you can get on with that. When the video is finished, load up your pictures to Tapestry so we can see exactly what you've been doing. Now, the next bit of this video is all about food, and the French love their food. The French have some really, really nice food, and hopefully you might manage to persuade someone to buy you some bits, and then you can even try it and tell me what you think of it. Now, the French are really famous for their breads, and this is a French stick, as you can see. They eat their bread generally long and thin and crusty, and it's absolutely delicious. And the people in France tend to eat a lot of bread. They have this for their breakfast. They also eat a lot of cakes in what's called a patisserie. So maybe you, with your parents, could visit a patisserie, or maybe get some French cakes and try those, and they would be really delicious. Now, French also eat a lot of croissant. Croissant you can usually get from a patisserie, or in fact you can get it from most bakers. And this is a croissant. As you can see, it's like a French bread. They tend to be quite sweet and really, really delicious. So maybe you can try one of those and see what you think. That is really nice. Now, the French are also very famous for their cheeses. They produce a whole lot of different cheeses, and here's a French cheese. They produce hundreds and hundreds of different types of cheese. So maybe you could get someone to buy you a small amount of French cheese, and you can try that and tell me what you think of that. They also have what's called charcuteries, which are a bit like butchers, but they tend to specialize in cold meats and sausages and hams and things like that. They also sell pate and mousses. So it could be you get some of those and you get to try one of those and see what you think. So what I want you to do is talk to your parents, talk to someone who's looking after you, and see if they can buy you 2 or 3 different French types of food, and then you can try it, just like Arvind is doing here, and tell us what you think about it. Tell them what you think about it. Maybe you can do a video or write a few words to put up on Tapestry to tell us what the food was, what it looked like, what it smelled like, what it tasted like, whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it, and why. What was it about it you particularly liked or didn't like? As you can see, Arvind's eating a croissant just like me. Now, finally, there is one more video to look at. Let me just move myself a bit. I want you to watch this video because this video is all about living in Paris and what it's like to live in Paris. So watch this video, and when you finished it, come back to this video, come back to this lesson, and we'll go discuss it further. So off you go. Right, I hope you enjoyed that video about living in Paris. Now I want you to talk to someone about what you've learned about France and what you learned about Paris in the last couple of weeks. And then think about, if you had a choice, would you prefer to live in London or Slough or Paris? So which place would you prefer to live? But not just say which one you prefer, you have to say why, what the reason is. So would you really rather want to live in Paris, London, or in Slough? Talk to someone about why and what makes a place, that particular place, good, or what it would actually be like to live in Paris. Have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye.